Hey guys, welcome back. This is Autobot JCB here again for another How to Transform video. This video is actually one I've been looking forward to doing for a while because I finally get to debut my 2002-2003 Transformers Armada Leader Class Optimus Prime, as well as his partner Minicon Sparkplug. This is a figure I have had for a very long time, but I have never been able to get it to work properly due to some issues that I had when I originally got it. But what I had been doing periodically over the years is I'd been finding like other broken Optimus Primes and taking the good parts off of that one. I've been working on the trailer by taking bad parts off of other trailers, or good parts off of other trailers, and put them on this one. And I finally have it to where it is in virtually pristine condition. So I got it all nice and clean, and it looks absolutely amazing. There's hardly any scratches on it or anything like that. Take a look at the underside, and just there's a little bit of paint missing right there on the grill, but that's just because that's where he power links with the trailer for his super mode. But anyway, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to transform this figure. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the base of Optimus. But the coolest feature about this that I think is that when you actually transform Optimus into his alt mode, his trailer will actually open up on its own and become kind of a portable command center. So in order to get it to do that, what I'm going to, I'll show you how to set it up so that way it does it really easily. Set those two off to the side. So with the trailer, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just separate the pegs that are right here and just make sure that you pop those out, because if you don't do that, if you don't separate on those pins right there, it won't slide out and you won't be able to, it'll just hang up on itself and possibly damage the ratchet joints that are located here and then underneath here, which you really don't want, especially if you've taken as much effort as I have to get this sucker working right. So we'll just go ahead and set that like that. Make sure we have it turned on as well. And we do. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and set it right there. Now, I'll try and angle it so that way you can see what it does when I start to transform Optimus. So what you're going to want to do in order to start Optimus, you're going to want to start by pulling out, taking the rear portion of his truck mode, and you're going to want to pull his legs straight out, and it'll reveal that gap right there. And then what you do is you just take his feet, you fold them up just like that, 1 and 2. So you got that so far. And then what you do is you will take the grill of the truck. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. I do apologize. And you just go ahead and fold that down. And when you do, that will actually reveal the Matrix of Leadership, which I think was a really great addition to this version of Optimus Prime for Transformers Armada. I think that they, here, try to get a close-up for you. I think they did a great job with the detail work. As I recall, we only see the Matrix a couple of times, but it looks just absolutely amazing. Obviously, the little diamond in the middle doesn't glow the way it does in the show, but that's okay. It still looks absolutely amazing. So what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and fasten that shut just like that and lay that flat. And now what you do, when you separate Optimus's shoulders, if I did this right, the cargo bay will open on its own. So look at that. And there's Optimus's portable command center, just like that. So now what we can go ahead and do is we can finish with Optimus. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to take his arms and you just fold them forward. Kind of give him a little bit of an elbow there. And then you just slide that panel up just like that, right on the smokestack, which will reveal his hands. So we'll go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Just fold that out and slide that up into place, and there we go. So this is what Optimus will look like when he's transformed. One thing I think is pretty cool about having Optimus with this base mode is that it looks absolutely amazing. They did a really good job with a lot of the detail work, especially like the treads on the tires, the grill of the truck, some of the mechanics you can see for his alt mode right here, and like some of the mechanics like on his knees. it has limited articulation, but I think it does really good. Like, obviously, his arms can go in a full 360-degree rotation. And he's got a nice 90-degree bend right here at his knee. And obviously, if you want to pose him a certain way, you can like angle his feet so it kind of looks like he's trying to take a step or something. And then his head right here will actually swivel back and forth, so that's pretty cool right there. And then what I also like is that if you actually take the smokestacks off of his vehicle mode, just go ahead and pop those off right there. And you can actually put these together and they will actually form a little pistol. I don't think that Optimus actually used the pistol in the show. I think his smokestacks were really just wrist-mounted blasters. But as you can see, he's got a little pistol right there. And then in addition to that, this piece right here on the trailer is actually his rifle that he uses in the show. He uses this in his base mode and his alt mode, or his super mode, excuse me. Just go ahead and give him that, and looks like he's ready to take down Megatron on his own right there. All right, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to transform Optimus into his super mode. But first thing I want to do is I want to go over some of the details they included on the portable command center, which is just absolutely amazing. They did an amazing job doing this. And what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and slide this over. So obviously, like right here, we've got like a little control tower, and this little gun right here is on a spring, and it just kind of springs out just like that, kind of swivels back and forth. So they got like 180-degree rotation for the blaster right here. Got 3 little pins right here, so you can like see little barrels right there, which is really cool. Like up on here, they got a little radar dish, and then Optimus's rifle can actually be mounted right here. Now in the cartoon, I've actually seen, if I remember correctly, there's actually a part where Optimus is standing on the base himself. I don't know if this Optimus can actually be fastened on here because I don't have the instructions, unfortunately. But what I think is pretty cool is that just the absolute amazing attention to detail. In addition to being able having the tower and having the gun up. We got like what looks like a little launching bay right here, kind of for Minicons. And then if you notice, there's actually a Minicon peg right here. And if we take Sparkplug and we put Sparkplug right on here, and we push him forward, it kind of makes like a blaster sound, which I think is I think that's for like when you have Optimus on here. I'll see if I can get him on there before we turn him into super mode though. So we'll go ahead and pop Sparkplug off of there. And then going on to one wing right here, we have what looks like a little chopper pad. I guess you can use that for maybe Hot Shots Minicon Jolt. Kind of a neat little function right there. And then right on here, on here and over here, there are little like launching bays or storage that you can use for like storing Minicons. Now this one actually has a little plunger right here that if you push on it, the Minicon launches out. So it's kind of like, I guess he can get going really fast before he ever gets out of the base. So close that up, and we'll move on to his leg portion of the super mode. This one right here, it's got a little cannon that's mounted right here, right on the leg. And it's on a 360-degree swivel joint, which is pretty cool. It's got a little flip-up handles, so like the Minicons can like stand off to this or stand on there and just make sure that the Decepticons can't get anywhere close, can't steal all their intel or whatever. I did think it would be cool. I'm kind of bummed out because I thought it would be cool that if they have the gun on this leg, you would think that they would have it here, but no, this is just mold. This is just painted in, just a mold. It's just one solid piece. It doesn't come up or anything like that. So that's unfortunate, but it's still absolutely amazing how well of a job they've done detailing all of this. Get that folded back in, and then over here, you'll see that there's a little cannon right here, and then there's also a Minicon peg right here. So if we take Sparkplug and we put them on there, that blaster will actually pop up, and then it can swivel. It can swivel all 360 degrees. I've actually had this one pop off a few times, but it happens. Not really anything you can do about it. So if it happens, oh well, just snap it right back on. And then on this side as well, you also have another little garage or launch tunnel type of thing. This one does not actually have the plunger like the one on the other side, but that's okay. It still looks absolutely great. All right, go ahead and pull Sparkplug out of there. All right, so now let's make sure we got everything put back the way it needs to be, because now I'm going to show you how to transform Optimus into his super mode. Oops, got to make sure we put that back down there. All right. Oh, one other thing I forgot to show you. I can't really zoom in, so I do apologize. But right here, you'll actually notice that there's kind of a flip-up. Don't do that. There's kind of a little flip-up radar dish right here. It's got a picture of. It's got an image on the Earth right there. So like you could take a Minicon, you could set him right there, and he could be looking for other Minicon signals, so that way the Autobots can go and get them and whatever. All right, so I'll fold that back down. So now we'll go ahead and move the trailer back a little bit so we can get a good angle on it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to transform Optimus back into his super mode. So just give me one moment while I put these back on him right there. Get that one on there, get that one on there. And then I also want to put the blaster. Actually, we'll put the blaster in his super mode, so we'll just set that off to the side for now. All right, so what you're going to want to do in order to transform this is you're going to want to start by moving Optimus's hands, or the wrist gauntlets, back on over his hands. And then you'll take his feet and you fold them up. You're kind of turning him halfway into vehicle mode, but just not quite. So the next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to fold down his chest, which will reveal the matrix of leadership again. We'll just go ahead and straighten his arm kind of on an L joint like that. And we'll do that on the other side. And as I do this, at one point the base will actually transform into the legs for the super mode. It will actually do it on its own, which is, I think, absolutely amazing. And it actually does it because of this little IR sensor right here in the windshield. And then there's a little receiver on this side of the trailer. There's a little IR receiver. See if I can show you. See, it's right there, right by my finger. And that will actually receive the signal and tell the base to transform. So what we'll do is, so the next thing you'll want to do is when you have the armor up like that, and you'll slide the arms back up into the position as if you're turning him back into vehicle mode. And what you'll go ahead and do is you'll fold up the grill just like that. Now what you do is you flip him over, and the top of the truck will actually become Optimus's chest for his super mode. And if this works, I'll pull this apart, and the trailer will actually transform itself. Whoops. Sorry about that. That wasn't perfect. It's, like I said, this trailer is a composite of a few others. So I'm not surprised that actually happened. So I do apologize. But what you'll go ahead and do is just go ahead and fasten these pins right here into these little slots right here. And then I don't know if you need to or not, but I usually flip that up. That way it gives as much clearance as possible to mount Optimus. But anyway, the next thing you'll want to do with Optimus is you'll want to move his shoulders, bend his shoulders forward. Now with his arms, this can be a little bit tricky, but you'll want to make sure that this piece right up in here actually rotates. So you don't want just his arm to rotate. You want the entire shoulder joint to rotate. So that little block right there actually faces forward, because otherwise it can be a little bit of an issue, because there's actually a wire in here that is connected to this button right here. And what this does is when you have the rifle in this hand, it actually makes the rifle glow. I will show you that in just a minute. But anyway, so there's that right there. And then we'll go ahead and move on to his other arm. Just rotate back a little bit. Bring this down, and then make sure you rotate right up there into the joint, which will reveal it like that. And then one other thing you'll want to do is you'll see a little groove right here. The little bar right here on his smokestack will actually fit right into that groove and just sit nice and smooth right in there. See that? And we'll go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Got that right there. Nice and smooth. Now he is ready to go. Now, there's actually two different ways you can you can reveal his head. I like to actually do it the way they do in the show, where it doesn't actually reveal the head for his super mode until he combines onto the trailer. You don't have to do it like that. If you actually look down here, there's a little switch right here. It's this one right here. If you push on it, it will actually make his head spring up. Or if you, hang on one second, let me move the camera up. I apologize. Or if you do it like this, oh, let me move it back, sorry. If you put him on just like that, and you snap him down, you get a neat little sound effect, and his head will pop up. And then, of course, on his head, you have the little wings right there for him. And then, like I said, the rifle can fit in either hand. In order to get it to light up, you're going to want to put it into the right hand. And then I just turned the light off so you can see this a little bit better. But if you push on the button, the barrel of the rifle will actually glow. Kind of gives it that cool, like, oh, it's charging up and getting ready to fire kind of look. And then his Minicon Sparkplug. There are multiple power link ports all over him. I typically only like to put Sparkplug on the port that he latches onto in the show. But anyway, there is that's Optimus Prime in his super mode, his base mode, and his alt mode, and his vehicle mode. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set Optimus off to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do Sparkplug really quick. It's pretty easy to do. Sparkplug, I believe, if I remember correctly, they actually named this Minicon after one of the characters in G1. You had Sparkplug Witwicky, who was the father of Spike Witwicky. So if that was the case, I think that's kind of a neat callback to the G1 series. But in order to get this one started, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold right here, and you're going to want to hold right here, and then just kind of fold it open. Pop that piece out right there, and then just kind of fold it open just like that. And then these right here will actually fold up and become his feet. And then fold this out on this little, just kind of swing it out on the little L joint right there. And swing it out on that. Now this piece right here, this is actually the top of the hood for the vehicle mode. You'll want to fold this all the way in. And then you'll have a little joint right here that you just fold all the way down. And then there's a little pin right up in here. And that will just kind of sink into a little hole that was on the windshield. And then you just bring his arms down. And there you have Sparkplug. Okay, guys. Well, that's the 2002-2003 Transformers Armada Optimus Prime. It's one I've been waiting to do for a very long time. I'm so glad I was finally able to do it. I'm going to be showing you in a later video actually how to combine Overload onto Super Optimus. But until then, if you guys have any ideas of other Transformers you want me to try and do, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Even comment down below. Let me know, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Until then, bye.